but that's good. I want to be heckled. I want to thank everybody for coming out to this open forum. I thought it was very important as a candidate for the HLES president that people can hear what I have to say instead of hearing what other people are saying. You're going to get it right from the horse's mouth. And I thought that was very important. You know that when you have these type of elections, you know, you're going to hear so many rumors, and I'm here to dispel those rumors. I'm here to show what direction that the HLES needs to go. I will not, and I will say that I will not bash my opponent, but I'm going to put the truth. That's why everybody's got a packet that I put together. So that is what he wrote. That is what I wrote in response. And the last page, which is to me the most important page, is what I asked from our current president. So I'm going to start, you know, I have some cue cards so I don't forget, you know, how, you know, this could be a little nerve-wracking. As everybody know, I'm a sergeant with, you know, our department for 23 years. I'm in charge of special victims. I've been in as a patrolman in every precinct except the first, but, you know, they just opened that up. I've worked as a sergeant in every precinct in this police department. I've worked in every DB squad but one, and that's homicide. I started at the 2nd Precinct DB squad as a sergeant. From there, I went to the Vailsburg Task Force as a sergeant, Central Investigation, Major Crimes, Robbery, and now I'm in SARA. I've been very fortunate throughout my career as a sergeant because I've been asked to go. It hasn't been that I've wanted to go. Every time I've gone to a different squad, it's because my lieutenant or captain has requested for me to go there. So I believe that shows, you know, that I have good work ethics and that I believe in the job. I'm born and raised in this city. I still live in this city. I grew up in this city. My daughter went to school in the city, so did I. So I thought it was important. I'm a true Newarker. But most importantly, I'm a true Latino. I know everybody's thinking, you know, why am I running? And I'm going to give you a little history of what happened. Back in early February of this year, I spoke to George in my office with another person. And that other person's here. And I know he has no qualms of me sending his name, and that's Dennis Colon. And George and I sat in my office for an hour because I knew where the HLES is at. And I knew that we can do much better. So I said to George, George, I want to come on board with you. Whatever it takes, I don't care. Whatever position you have available, I want to be with you, George. Now, many of you don't know the history between George and I. George and I know each other from grammar school. Both of us went to Good Counsel Grammar School on top of Good Counsel High School. So I know George for many, many years, and I love George. So I said to George, George, bring me aboard. I have innovative ideas. I'm an innovative thinker. I think outside the box. I'm not your normal, you know, I think bigger. I try to shoot for the stars. If I get to the clouds, that's great, but I think large. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, there's no gray area with me. There isn't. It's either black or white. You either like me or don't like me. If you don't like me, it's because you don't know me. If you like me, it's because you know I'll give my shirt off my back. There's many people in this room and outside this room who have asked me, Rick, can you help me out? I make a phone call, I help them out, and I've never asked for anything for myself, because that's the type of person I am. I don't need anything. I'm very blessed with what I have. I'm in a good position. You know, I have good support with my family and my friends, and everybody's here. So I don't need anything. I didn't need to run for HLES president. I had to run. There's a difference between needing and wanting and had to. I had to run, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because that meeting that George and I had in my office, he said, I'm bringing you on board. I'm bringing you as a historian. You're my guy, you bring a lot of ideas. He knows about the golf outing because he knows I'm a big golfer. everything else. So I said, okay, George, you promised me. Absolutely. Shook my hand like a man. Beautiful. Weeks went on. Weeks went on. Nothing from George. Dennis asked him. Nothing from George. Nothing. I know he brought it to his executive board and it was nays and yays. Okay. But if you're a president and you gave me your word is your bond. That's all we have. You're not gonna, you know, for me, I don't care how much money you have, I don't care how you look, it's not about that. Your word means everything to me. Just like when I give you my word, that's my word. He gave me his word and he said, you're my guy, I'm bringing you on. Nothing happened. Okay. 3 days before the wake of Ciro Mangione, I sent George a text and I said, George, in the interest of one of the greatest lieutenants that died, who worked in our department for over 40 years and passed away, George was having a meeting with the director on that day. I said, George, cancel the meeting. It's the right thing to do. It's one of the greatest lieutenants that everybody here knows Ciro Mangione. Everybody here has dealt with Ciro Mangione. Everybody here probably has worked for Ciro Mangione. That guy was an outstanding individual on top of an outstanding lieutenant. So I said, George, cancel the meeting. Let me think about it. Let me bring it up to my board. Why? You're the president. Take a stand as the president and say, I'm going to cancel it. There was nothing pressing at the day of the meeting that he had with the director that he couldn't postpone it. We all understand that the director's a busy man. We know that. But you don't think that in the interest of the you know how good it would have looked for us as members of the HLES that George canceled the meeting because he wanted to pay homage and respect to Ciro Mangione and his family? But he went on to the meeting. And George could have had a bigger turnout if he would have canceled that, but he didn't. No problem. Now, everybody knows that the HLES has a problem with transparency and communication. So on the day of the nominations, I get a text with because listen, most of us either on Facebook or not on Facebook, are not always on Facebook, that's fine.